What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're looking at a multi-tool neck knife. Let's jump into it. So let me start off by saying I'm kind of hit and miss on neck knives. I don't love them, I don't hate them. So I'm kind of in the middle, depends on what the knife is and if I actually feel like wearing a neck knife that day. I have used the Fultz Minimalist from CRKT, and I have used the SC Azula, and that's generally kind of out in the woods when I'm doing bushcrafting, working on survival skills, and I want to have on me a small backup knife. Now this knife is a bit different. This is the Schrade CCHF60, and because it does have these multi-tool kind of functions and features to it, I would consider this as an everyday carry option if I was going to wear a neck knife. So it is AUS 8 steel, not the highest grade steel, but definitely better than some of the options out there as far as budget steels. So you're not going to break the bank when it comes to purchasing this knife. It is very comfortable in hand. Here's what it looks like actually in my hand. Nice long blade there. You're not going to be doing any batoning or super aggressive work with it, but definitely a nice long blade for cutting. Here's what it looks like in the sheath. And one of the main things to point out is that if you're using pretty much any of these tools, you want to hold on to the sheath, you know, basically put it in the palm of your hand. You've got jimping there and jimping here, and you're going to hold and operate the multi-tool in that way. The sheath is a very hard plastic. It does come with this ball and chain option to put around your neck. It doesn't have a emergency breakaway at the top of the chain, but just a heads up on that front. On the back you can see a clip there, so if you want to wear this on a belt you could certainly do that as well. And the knife is actually small enough, even with the sheath, that if you wanted to you could just take the ball and chain off, put it in a pocket, and then you're good to go. You've got a very small fixed blade on you that you can carry around. Here's a look at how the knife actually hangs when it's around your neck, and deployment, very simple. Next up, let's take a look at it here on my belt. And once again, deployment, very simple. So the concept is cool, but the real question is, does it work? Let's find out. Okay, let's wrap up here talking about the Schrade CCHF60. And one note to tell you before we get into kind of the pluses and minuses is to tell you that this slot here is to reduce weight. The little notch there at the end is so it'll click into the sheath. So a couple downsides I'll mention. One is that I'd like to see them bring that to basically a finer edge or a finer point so you could use it more easily. It's just a little bit too thick for being a screwdriver. So yeah, I mean, that's not a huge change. That would be relatively easy for them to do. The other things I would mention really are connected to the sheath. Now what I'll show you is that, let's put this in here this way. So basically what I'm finding is this. You can put in the sheath, and then you see the jimping here and the jimping here. You can hold it like that, but just the natural way your thumb falls, it's almost wanting to kind of start to move this out a bit. So I think what they should do is basically remove the jimping there, and where my hand wants to naturally go is here and on top. So if they put the jimping there and there, that would give you really solid control of it. Certainly you could shift back here if you wanted to use the wrenches there, but you know, I guess you could leave the jimping there and put some more there. But this is really, if I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, if I'm going to use the bottle cap opener, the oxygen wrench, that's where I really want to hold it. Just naturally, that's kind of where my hand wants to fall. So that's the main thing I would say as far as, you know, a future change. Again, AUS 8 steel, not the most amazing steel, but a very good steel for a price point steel. You're not going to pay a ton of money to get AUS 8, and it's still going to do a good job. I just like the concept of a neck knife that's also a multi-tool. I just think that's cool. I'm not a huge neck knife guy in general, but this one has caught my attention. I do find that it will go into the sheath and stay in the sheath. It doesn't take a ton of force to pull it out, but it does. I haven't had it, you know, while I'm using it or carrying it, have it fall out yet. So that's just a heads up. I haven't had any major issues with it. I do think that carrying it with the pocket clip, if you're going to carry it as like a small EDC fixed blade, that's a nice option that they have on there, so that you can actually just, you know, basically wear it on your pocket. This particular ball and chain that I got, there's a little bit looser than I would like for the basically where you're going to click it in here. So I'll contact Schrade, just let them know about that, but I think it's probably just this particular one, because, you know, some of these you get, they're super tight, other ones you get, they're a little bit looser. But once again, I think the concept here is pretty cool. For if you want a neck knife, you want also something that's going to serve a bunch of different functions. Like I basically carry something, you know, without the blade about this big on my keychain to, you know, perform a bunch of functions like this. So if I didn't have that with me, but I had this on me, it would serve all those same purposes. So check it out, Schrade SCHF60. That's the item, and I'll put links down below so you can you know, go ahead and purchase one. And thanks as always for checking out our videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share them on all the relevant social media outlets, especially Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook as well. And more videos coming soon. Take care.